Dear learners of English, a very warm welcome to English Flight Academy. I hope you all are doing well. New viewers are requested to subscribe to our channel English Flight Academy and hit the bell icon so that you get notified for all the upcoming videos. Do like it and share it with the members of the family, and do not forget to click that bell icon, because that's the only way you will get to know all about the new videos which will be uploaded on every Saturday and Monday. So let's recapitulate voice. Voice मैंने समझाने की कोशिश की है पिछले 4 पार्ट्स में. I hope you had been watching that. अगर आप नहीं देखे हैं तो I strongly recommend to go back and watch them so that you can come back and understand this video pretty well. So please go back and watch those videos which are dealt in detail about voice. Voice से पहले मैंने tenses के भी videos बनाए हैं. You can even watch that, because tenses अगर अच्छी से जानकारी नहीं होगी आपको तो voice समझ नहीं आएगा. इसीलिए मैंने 7 parts बनाए हैं tenses के. अगर आप वो देख लेंगे तो voice समझने में आपको बहुत ही आसानी हो जाएगी. So let's proceed and let's recapitulate. So what's transitive verb? Transitive verb का object होता है, very simple to understand. Seema likes cricket, वहाँ पे देखें likes is a verb and cricket is an object. तो likes जो है verb है और उसका एक object है cricket. जिसका भी object होगा, जिस verb का भी object होगा, that particular verb is called as a transitive verb. Very simple to understand. A verb which has an object is a transitive verb. Very simple to understand. And what's an intransitive verb? Quite opposite to transitive verb. जिन verbs का कोई object नहीं होगा वो verb intransitive verb कहलाएगा. Example देखें, सीमा walks fast. तो यहाँ पे very clear है कि यहाँ पे fast cannot be considered as an object, so it's an intransitive verb. So walks जो है यहाँ पर intransitive verb हो जाएगा क्योंकि walks का कोई भी object नहीं है. I hope it's clear. So transitive verb जो होता है उसके 2 voices होते हैं, active voice and passive voice. As I told you in the previous video, sound knowledge of tenses is essential to deal with this aspect of grammar in an apt manner. So please go back to those videos, watch them thoroughly, understand them, solve the worksheets given in those videos in the description box, and then come back to this topic so that you understand it perfectly. So let's revise tenses chart very quickly. As you know pretty well, tenses are of 12 kinds, right? Simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous tense. Simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous tense. So it's very clear, my dear students, from the chart that there are in all 12 kinds of tenses. However, out of these kinds, the following 4 kinds cannot be changed into the passive voice. And what are they? Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future continuous, and future perfect continuous tense cannot be changed into the passive voice. So what does that mean? Out of these 12 tenses, only 8 can be converted or changed or transformed from the active voice to the passive voice. Simple present, present continuous, present perfect can be transformed, but present perfect continuous tense cannot be transformed. Then simple past, past continuous, and past perfect can be changed, but past perfect continuous tense cannot be changed from the active voice to the passive voice. Future tense. In future, only 2 tenses, simple future and future perfect, can be converted into passive voice, and future continuous and future perfect continuous cannot be changed into the passive voice. Here we go with the special discussion on voice which we did not do in the previous video. So you need to understand the previous videos, as I told you, to understand this special discussion on voice. Let's proceed. My dear students, please read the following 8 points very carefully. Sometimes we have two objects in an active sentence. In such cases, two passive sentences are possible. For example, I gave your watch to him. In the above sentence, there are two objects. If you notice, your watch is one and him is the other object. Obviously, two passive sentences are possible. How? You can take your watch, which is the object, as the subject of the new passive sentence, and you can frame it in this way. Your watch was given to him by me. And the second way is, if you take him as the subject, it changes to he, right? He as a subject and him as the object. So he, if you are taking, he was given your watch by me. I hope it's clear. The second point is, if in an active voice the verb is followed by a preposition, the preposition must be retained in the passive voice. Even I explained this point in the previous videos. If you watch them carefully, this point is an important point. The preposition remains intact. He knocks at the door is the active voice, and when we change it into passive voice, the door is knocked at by him. Look at that at, which is a preposition which is not going to be separated from the verb. So please note the use of at in active and in passive sentences. So the third point is, in imperative type of sentences, we proceed in this manner. You are requested or ordered or advised or prayed, 2 plus verb 1 plus object. For example, please help me with some money. That's the active voice. And in the passive voice, you're going to begin the sentence. If it is please in the active, you're going to say you're requested to help me with some money. That's the passive voice sentence. And if it's an order, children, imperative sentences, as you know, you can request, you can order, you can suggest. Leave the class at once is an order. You're ordered to leave the class at once. That is the way we say it in the passive voice. And the fourth point is, sometimes active sentences start with it's time to or it was time to. We should use the following formula for changing such sentences into passive voice. For example, it is time to take the medicine. That's the active voice. And the passive voice for that would be, it is time for the medicine to be taken. So look at the formula there. It is or was plus time plus for plus noun plus to plus be plus verb 3. Okay. So another example I gave there, it is time to take the action. It is time for the action to be taken. That way it has to be written or said. So the best way to remember that is 2 plus verb 1 in the active voice will change to 2be plus verb 3. Okay. And to take is to be taken, to do, to be done. So the fifth point here is passive voice formula for the transformation of active sentences into passive sentences containing can, could, may, might, would or should resemble that of future indefinite. What is future indefinite? Simple future. With simple change of the helping verb, we can get the desired results. A common formula is given over here with the modal verbs. Subject plus can or could or may or might plus would or should plus verb 1 plus object is the active voice formula. And when we change it into passive voice, object plus can or could or may or might or would or should plus be plus verb 3 plus subject. Okay, that's the way we change it into passive voice. So look at the change the modal verbs bring in the passive voice. I can write a book on grammar is the active sentence, and when we change it into passive, a book on grammar can be written by me. Similarly, I may help him. He may be helped by me. You should help him. He should be helped by you. Now look at the sixth point. Some imperative sentences can be changed into the passive voice by using let. Obey your parents. Let your parents be obeyed. That is the way we change it into passive voice. Now, another important point, which is the 7th point, sometimes an active sentence starts with they say or people say. It is changed into the passive voice by using it is said. For example, they say that God is omnipresent. It is said that God is omnipresent. That's the passive voice formula. And the last point, which is the 8th point, sometimes verb 3 in passive voice is not followed by the preposition by because of the special nature of the verb. So use of preposition in such case is determined by the nature of the verb. Some of them are given here. No to, that means no is followed by to, contained in, interested in, satisfied with, surprised at, annoyed at. So these prepositions remain intact with these verbs. One example I gave in the other slide. So the example over here is I know him. Look at the change in the passive voice. It's not followed by. Please make it a point. Make it a point to note this. I know him. He's known to me, not by me. Okay? Please understand that. And then, do you know my father? Is my father known to you, not by you? Okay? That's a very important point you need to understand. Some verbs, some prepositions remain intact to the verb. You cannot bring a change in that. So here at a glance you can see the chart showing transformation from active to passive in present tense. Simple present tense formula, active voice formula, subject plus verb 1 plus s or es plus object, and the passive voice formula is object plus is-mr plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. That is, Atul writes a letter is written by Atul. And continuous tense, subject plus is-mr plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. And in the passive voice, object plus is-mr plus being plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. Atul is writing a letter is being written by Atul. Similarly, when it is a present perfect tense, subject plus has or have plus verb 3 plus object, and here object plus has or have plus been plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. Atul has written a letter has been written by Atul. Now let's look at the chart of the past tense, how it is transforming from the active to the passive. So let's understand past tense. Simple past tense, subject plus verb 2 plus object. That's the active voice formula, and the passive voice formula is object plus was or were plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. Atul wrote a letter was written by Atul. Past continuous tense, subject plus was or were plus verb 1 plus ing plus object, and the passive voice formula is object plus was or were plus being plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. Atul was writing a letter was being written by Atul. And the past perfect tense is subject plus had plus verb 3 plus object. Atul had written a letter, and passive voice formula is object plus had plus been plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. A letter had been written by Atul. Now comes the last tense, that is future tense, and the chart showing transformation from active to passive. As you know, my dear students, in future only two tenses can be converted or changed or transformed from the active to the passive voice: simple future and future perfect. So what's the formula for simple future? The active voice formula is subject plus will plus verb 1 plus object, and the passive voice formula is object plus will be plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. Atul will write a letter will be written by Atul. And future perfect tense, subject plus will plus have plus verb 3 plus object, and object plus will plus have plus been plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. Atul will have written a letter will have been written by Atul. So in this Special discussion on voice. You need to understand the structure of passive voice thoroughly, and then lot of practice is to be done so that you become an expert in the topic explained today. Work hard for a better tomorrow. This message is for you especially, my dear students. Work hard for a better tomorrow. You're advised to work hard for a better tomorrow. That's the passive voice structure. So one more example there is love all, hate none. Let all be loved and none be hated. There it should be, my dear students. There's a mistake. Typo. Let all be loved and none be hated. I hope the topic explained is clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me in the comment section. Do watch the previous videos to understand this topic thoroughly. Tenses and voice both are related. The only difference here is the structure in voice, passive voice is changing. That you need to understand. The tense remains the same. New viewers are requested to subscribe to our channel. बेल आइकन को हिट करें, ऑल नोटिफिकेशंस पे हिट करें ताकि आपको सारे न्यूली अपलोडेड वीडियोस की इंफॉर्मेशन मिल सके. लाइक करें, शेयर करें वीडियो को. दिस इज रियली गोइंग टू हेल्प ऑल योर फ्रेंड्स एंड मेंबर्स ऑफ द फैमिली. Until we meet next, take care. Bye bye.